folks, it's Ben. I'm here with another amazing, awesome video. For less than awesome circumstances. The wife's car, the crown jewel of the fleet, which needs to be 100% reliable, is not right now. I actually had to have a buddy neighbor come over and pull her home because she died in the middle of the road. It will start, but will not run. So you can hit the key, it'll idle for a few seconds at best, sometimes up to 20 if we just start doing it, and then it will die. So digging on the internet, there's a couple things. Everyone points to the throttle body being bad. This guy right here, which is true. However, just generic car things, if it starts but does not run, there's a few issues it could be. We can eliminate one of those easy enough, and that's fuel pressure. The other thing being spark. I'm less inclined to think it's spark because it will run occasionally for a little bit longer than usual, but that could be from residual fuel pressure or whatever. So we'll just test the fuel pressure first. That's easy, and that'll be the content of this video. And then secondly, we're going to take apart the throttle plate here, and there's a lot of good videos on it, but you guys get my take on it because I'm awesome. So to test the fuel pressure, you need two things. Number one, you need a fuel gauge and fuel pressure gauge. I had to buy one because my other one is in the US and I'm currently in Canada, so that's no good. And it helps if you have an assistant who's sitting inside. So what we're going to do for the test is the fuel rail, which this is it. There's a fuel pump obviously, and it pumps fuel to the fuel injectors. There's a Schrader valve on I think every GM car that's fuel injected, from my 86 Buick all the way up to this girl, which is a 208, that you can attach a tester to. So I've got a container here to hold gas, a fuel pressure gauge, essentially two hoses, one that you screw into that Schrader valve, and one that's a clear hose that lets you bleed it off, because there's two tests you can do. Does it have pressure? That's good to know. And does it maintain pressure? AKA, if you turn the car off, how long does fuel pressure stay in the fuel rail? So right now I'm gonna set this up and we'll give it a test. Okay, so it's easy. You screw that onto the Schrader valve and you're done. We've got it brought up here to my gauge, which is now upside down, because I can access my button this way and hold the camera. And then I have my discharge here into a container. So I'll have my lovely assistant go ahead and turn the car on. We're not starting it, but just on. So far, nothing. That's just one click from start?
Yeah.
Okay, can you turn it off? Turn it back on. There we go. So we got up to 30 psi. We're gonna bleed it off here. There's one. Can you turn it all the way off and all the way on again? A little slower. Okay. This isn't cool. All right, can you go ahead and give it a start or try? That's not good. Can you go ahead and do it again?
Start?
Yep. Wow, 10 pounds is not as much as this fuel should be getting, actually. So, one more time, please. So I think we're dealing with a fuel pump issue. That's not cool, because I was just going to clean the throttle body, but now I guess we're working on the fuel system. One more time, please. And that fuel pressure should be fairly stable, no matter what the engine's doing. So, looks like our next video is going to be working on the fuel system. We're going to do a little electric diagnosis at first, and then we'll probably end up changing the pump. Could be a bad filter. The car, before it did its symptoms, was filled with fuel, so awesome. I got a full tank of fuel, so that's winning. But we'll do that. So that's the diagnostics. I'm glad we did it. It's worth, I had to pay $70 because I needed it now. I couldn't order it online. Worth the money on that, because now I don't actually have to tear into that. That's okay. It's dirty, no doubt, but not my issue. And when it's currently 6 degrees outside Fahrenheit, I don't want to mess with that crap. So, crap. We'll get working on that. If you guys have any questions on this fuel pressure gauge or meter, awesome. The car has about 99,000 miles on it. I had thought that maybe the alternator was electrical system issues might be an issue as well, because my alternator has charged up to 15.2 volts. Come to find out, no. And then I thought, oh geez, we got a parasitic loss because the battery had also died. But come to find out, no, it doesn't have that either. It'll keep pulling about 2 amps of power for the first 1 minute after you connect an amp meter in series. And anyway, long story short, it doesn't have that either. But clearly we have a fuel pump issue, so that'll be next. Subscribe to the channel. Follow this one. I'll throw it in its own playlist. Actually, I'll make a whole Equinox playlist, and you can keep going on what's cooking here. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Leave any questions or comments down below, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for awesome updates on what I'm doing. Please check out the next video I've got lined up for you, and also check out my Patreon page if you want to support what we're doing here. And finally, check out my other less tractory page, Red Barn Homestead. You can subscribe to that too, see some awesome stuff. And we'll see you next time.